Alright, GreyX6's here, and it's finally time for the May pickups. And last month, had a good luck streak with ThunderCats, got Linkso, Monkey, and Jackalman all loose and in good condition at a local hunt. Well, at the beginning of May, picked up Pumaira loose with most of the accessories, but unfortunately this is the Mattel one that was infamous for being too tall. Not that the Super7 one fixed all that much. I think it did add a few more bits of articulation, but whatever. Can kind of fudge it if I make her scrunch down real far. Also, we had free comic book day in May, and where I went, my local comic hunt, they had some Super7s on a table outside for just $20. So I picked up Bengali, another one I needed, but I'm thinking I got so many Super7s, but I gotta have some that I'm gonna keep in the box, you know? I got some Marvel Legends I keep in the box. Got some Transformers, My Little Pony, a bunch of the G.I. Joe Classified, so figured since I'm running out of room on my shelf and Bengali wasn't really priority, I'm gonna go ahead and keep Bengali in the box, not even open the cardboard part, because I got one of the big characters instead of some, like, no one character like Captain Cracker or whatever. Also at the same place, I did get in the box Panthro, someone I definitely wanted on the shelf. So, let's crack them open. Ho-ho, a fellow chucker, eh? Okay, in all seriousness, this is a pretty good figure. I was able to inspect it beforehand. No obvious paint flubs, at least on the front. Maybe a little one right here at the bottom of his ear. Nothing too bad on the back. I'm not sure if this is one of the first edition ones that needed replacement trunks or whatever, but even if it is, I'm not going to complain. Okay, the joints seem nice and supple. Of course, we don't have double-jointed elbows and knees, so that's a bit of a bummer. Only goes 90 degrees there and there. The plastic feels nice and soft, but it doesn't feel cheap. Got a good bicep swivel. It doesn't feel too tight. Feels loose without being overly so. I was able to swap out the hands easily to get gripping hands for his nunchuck. Not that much motion in the head. Got a waist swivel. We got some sort of a crunch, but of course his getup kind of limits it. Got ankle pivot. Ankles go forward and back. I mean, all in all, you can't really complain about this one. There's plenty of legitimate issues we can have at Super7. Oh wait, no wait, I was thinking maybe it's a paint flub there, but no. No, it seems consistent, seems symmetrical. So, and the ThunderCats logo comes in crisp and clean. Maybe a bit of sloppy paint on the top here, but you'd have to be looking really closely to see that. All in all, I'm not really going to complain this, especially since I got it for like $30-35. Didn't have to blow $55 on it. So as far as ThunderCats goes, it's great. I might, and the upcoming Wily Kit and Snarf might be able to fudge it and like squeeze them on the shelves because they're small, but still paying $55 each for them. I'm not entirely sold yet. Also, while we're at it, might as well show off the rest of his accessories. Here's the beryllium detector, got an alternate head, goggles you can put on, that thing which goes to this so we can have him doing his chucking. The rest of his hands, one of the ones I swapped out just fell out. Gun, wrench, and I think that's an explosive. All good stuff. You Super7, they usually give you a lot of good accessories, but then again, they promised a ton of accessories with Wily Kit, and from what I've seen so far, they haven't delivered. Now, let's move on. Okay, haven't gotten any Marvel Legends in a while, but I was able to pick up the old Vulture Wave Moon Knight. Unfortunately, it was a used one at the same hunt where I got the ThunderCats figures last month, and it's kind of wobbly. And then, on Free Comic Book Day, I noticed that they had the reissue. The same place I picked up Panther and Bengali. Oh well, live and learn. But still, this looks pretty cool, and I had finally finished the Disney Plus series, so Moon Knight was fresh in my head. I'd really like to know more about the character, and I've read some of his late 80s Mark Spector Moon Knight run, so it's not like all my knowledge just comes from the MCU show. But yeah, we got that floppiness there, reminds me of G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes. The head movement isn't limited too much by the hood and the cape and stuff. We got the standard articulation that you've grown accustomed to. I don't think the reissue made him pinless or whatever, which was a wasted opportunity, but whatever. It's nice to have Moon Knight on the shelf now, and he's a character I definitely want to learn more about. Also, now going over to video games, I found a Ganondorf figure big enough, and believe it or not, this is one of the first ones. This is all the way back in 1998. From the same company that did that 3-set of like the little 4-inch ones. Well, there was a bigger individual Ganondorf, I think, and this is him, about a little over 6 inches tall, scales nicely with like the Figma Twilight Princess Zelda I got. Yeah, we're mixing and matching, but what can you do? We really don't have any consistency with Zelda figures. And good articulation. A lot of movement in his thighs. Unfortunately, you can only get 360 rotation with the arms, and can't even go 360 with the head, and it doesn't bob up and down. But what are you going to do for something from 1998? And to round out things for video game figures, first off, I had no idea that a 5-inch scale Metal Sonic existed. And the reason this one slipped under my radar for so long is this is actually like a bootleg from somewhere. You're gonna have to do some, like, maybe take a Sharpie, just fill in the center of the jet turbine in his stomach and use that chrome pen I did with Silver Surfer. Put some silver on the back, but it's not very posable. Ankles move, the arms like that, and the hands like that, but that's it. But still, it's a Metal Sonic that scales with the rest of the ones I had. But as I was saying, the real showstopper, the Grail, is the Sonic X version of Rouge from the mid-2000s. And this thing doesn't come cheap. Usually it goes hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But by some miracle, I found one in good condition that only went for a couple hundred. Knowing the opportunity would never arise again, I jumped on it. So, yeah. It's probably going to be a waste of money, because watch, they also got 5-inch figures coming out for Sonic Prime, and watch them come out with Rouge eventually, rendering this moot. Or, I could have... Metal Sonic, really? Anyway. Or, I could have just switched over to, like, the 4-inch figures from Jakks Pacifics, which would have still been about the same height as, you know, like Fox McCloud and the Mario I had and all that. Would have been cheaper to do that, but... Not me, I'm an idiot, and I've wanted an opportunity to grab this one for so long. So finally, I got all the major characters from the first 10 years of Sonic's existence. And to close things out, here's a group shot of all the aforementioned big Sonic characters from the first 10 years, and all the ThunderCats I got. And as you can see with Pumira making her scrunch down, it really doesn't cut it, whatever. What can you do? First world problems, I suppose.